everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm making a video on my labor and delivery experiences, my first versus my second, and also the experiences I had with the baby blues. When I found out that I was pregnant for the second time, I immediately had anxiety just wash over me because of my first experience. My first experience, I did not go into labor naturally. I was 41 weeks and decided to be induced. So at 41 weeks, I was induced. I was put on Pitocin. I had a super long labor, over 24 hours, and then I pushed for 3 hours. Yes, you heard me right. I pushed for 3 hours. Guys, it was so painful. Afterwards, I didn't even feel like I could just fully enjoy in my baby because I was just so weak. I was exhausted. I was kind of mentally scarred because I just was not expecting that. I was not expecting 3 hours of pushing, and that was painful. I don't know if my epidural wears off or wore off or if that is a thing, but man, I felt like I felt everything. It was excruciating. So when I found out that I was pregnant with my second baby, I immediately started thinking in my head, oh my goodness, is that going to be my same experience? Am I going to have to go through 3 hours of pushing again? And that is when I really started scouring the internet for other moms' experiences and if they had an easier labor and delivery the second time around. I did find lots of positive information on that. I found that moms did tend to say that they had an easier time with labor and delivery the second time around. That was also my experience. Guys, my second labor and delivery was a dream. It was everything I prayed for, and trust me, I prayed a lot for it. It was just a dream. I went into labor naturally on my own. I walked my daughter to the park that day. I was in labor when I walked her to the park. I walked home. I started having even more contractions. We went to the hospital. I never once had to go on Pitocin. It was perfect. Going into labor was perfect. And then the moment of truth came when it was time to actually bring my child into this world. And guys, it was not 3 hours. It was 45 minutes. It was night and day different. I felt so much more in control my second time around. With my first pregnancy, I felt like there were all these nurses, or with my first delivery, I felt like there were all these nurses everywhere and I didn't really know what was going on, and I didn't feel like I could tell when I was supposed to push. I was just, guys, that was just like a crazy experience. A totally different experience with my second delivery. I just felt so in control. I was telling the nurses when I was ready to push. I just felt in control of my body and in tune with what was going on. And it was a dream delivery. It was everything that I dreamed that it would be. I just felt like I enjoyed my son so much more after he was born because his delivery was so much easier. On to the baby blues. I was also super nervous that I was going to have baby blues again. This sounds so stupid, but I was like, do I want more children? Because I was so scared to kind of get back to that dark place that I was in after I had my first baby. I definitely had baby blues. It might have even been postpartum depression, but it was never, I was never diagnosed with that. But it was probably 8 weeks before I felt normal again and really started to feel like myself again after my first pregnancy. I cried so much. In that 8 weeks after I had my daughter, I cried more probably than I have my entire life. It was all day. Some days it was multiple times a day. And yeah, it was just a hard time. That's all there is to it. First time mom, it was hard. I have since figured, you know, out the whole mom thing and still figuring stuff out. But anyway, I was really nervous that I was going to have that same experience again. I was nervous mainly that I was going to have that experience again because I did not want that to affect my daughter. I didn't want to go into that dark place again because I did not want it to affect the child that I have at home to take care of. So luckily I had, you know, just a totally different experience with that as well. I didn't end up having any postpartum blues with my second postpartum journey. I brought my second baby home from the hospital and I just felt so confident in what to do. And, you know, I didn't go back into that dark place that I was in with my first postpartum journey. And I'm so grateful for that. It has been such a different experience this time around and a very enjoyable experience this time around. The only thing that I was really upset about when I came home from the hospital was that we had our daughter go and stay with my parents for like a week after our little boy was born, because I just wanted that time to figure stuff out with him and bond with him. And I just knew that she would get more attention with my parents in that week. So that was the only thing I was really upset about after I had my second baby, was I would get pictures, my parents would send me pictures of her and I would instantly start crying because I just missed her so much. I hope that you found this video helpful. If you're expecting your second child and you had a not so glamorous experience with your first baby, then I am sending all the good vibes your way. I pray that you have a great experience your second time around, just like I did. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure that you're subscribed to my channel. I have new videos up every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.